Hi there, my name is Toby and this is Body Efficiency Training. On this channel I talk about my own ideas about the human body, internal body dynamics, how we can optimize our body to use it better, and I talk about the energy, the chi energy, the ether, the spirit, and also talk about the world, the state of the world, and how we might live in a better world. So these are all just my own ideas, these are all my own theories that I try to live by. So I'm trying to do the things, I am trying to do the things that I talk about on this channel. Now in this video I want to talk about something I think is very interesting, an observation I've made recently. So I'm calling this video the perversion of human rights. So it's very interesting. We're living in a world that's flipping everything upside down. It's a system of control. It's a system, we're living in a system that is taking us away from our connection to ourselves. It's taking us away from our connection to spirit, to nature. We're being separated. We're becoming materialist. It's a materialistic system. So the metaphysical world, the spiritual world is completely dismissed by the so-called system, the authorities that we live under. And they're doing this, they know what they're doing. They're doing this on purpose to keep us more malleable, more controllable and weaker. And we've got to fight back against this. The way we fight back is internally. We have to look at ourselves and work out what is true inside ourselves. One of the most dramatic things they're doing is flipping the human rights over. Now, again, let me explain what I mean. See, we're all born with some inalienable rights. Let me just interject here. Inalienable rights cannot be denied. And I'm calling them inalienable rights because a lien is a legal term, means to put pressure on someone. And inner, so I'm saying that this could mean inalienable. I've got the ability to put pressure, internal pressure, to protect my rights. So that's why I like the way of saying it, inalienable rights. But it's actually inalienable rights. So let's continue. We are alive, and being alive means what's the point of being alive if you're not allowed to do anything? If you're born into slavery, that cannot be natural. Nature would not produce living beings to be slaves. There's no such thing like that in nature. Now you've got symbiosis, things work together, but we're now living in a system where essentially we're being born into slavery. And how on earth have they done this to us? How have they done this to us? And we don't even realize it. We're all willing slaves. We have adopted the mentality that they have given to us. Let's look at these human rights. We're born with these inalienable rights. We have to have them. We've got to have the right to live. You've got to have the right to eat food, to breathe air. We need to have the right to live in a house, to protect ourselves from the weather. Without these things, what's the point? What's the point of being alive? Especially if we are conscious, self-aware beings. We need to have some space around us so that we can live and do something. We can create. So I would also say it is our inalienable right to have some space around us. That is a right we should have. Now, nowadays, of course, hardly anyone has got any of these rights. And they've flipped it. They've actually given us alternative rights. And we're fighting for another set of rights. And the rights that they're telling us we have are not rights. They are evil. Now, let me justify this. Let me justify this. See, we've got the right to live. But we do not have the right to kill, to take away anyone else's life. We don't have that right. There is no right to kill. But you look at it now, what are they doing? They are promoting the right to kill. Now again, it's going to be controversial, but to exterminate an unborn child is not a right. That is still, you're committing, you are killing something. How can that be a right? So people are now fighting for the right to kill. How can that be? We should be fighting for the right to live. So the unborn child has actually got a right to live. Then there's another one. We've got the right to shelter, a right to a home. But now we don't. We don't have a right to a home. We only will have a home if we've got money. So in other words, nobody has got a right to a home unless they have some money. So you've got to pay for that right to live. If you don't have any money, you can't have a home. Now, the government might give you benefits and give you somewhere to live, But that's not a right. They are providing you with a privilege. And what are you giving in exchange? You have given them your name, your birth certificate. You've given away your identity to them, and they're using that identity to do lots of stuff. And in exchange, they will give you a privilege. All right, we'll give you a house to live. But if you're not in that system and you don't have any money, you're homeless. You're out. And if you're homeless, you don't have a right to live. You don't have a right to shelter. No, no, no. You only have a house if you've got money. You have to pay for that right. And this is the system. We're living in a system that does this. So how can that be? And we're all fighting for this system. We don't like someone having a house given to them. You can't have a house given to you. You didn't earn that money to have that house. How dare you have that house? You have no right to that house unless you've earned the money to pay for it. So people get upset. I talk about this a lot. The whole mortgage system is a scam. It's a very, very, it's fraudulent. It's flat out fraud done by the financial system together with the state. But again, people argue for it. No, you've got to earn your house, pay the mortgage. Only then you can have a house. How dare you have a house for free? But it's your right. We must have a right to shelter. Okay, you've got the right to breathe. We've got the right to breathe. Everyone should be able to breathe air. For goodness sake, that has got to be your right. But not now. No. No one's got a right to breathe, because breathing, you are emitting CO2 gas. Therefore, you are ruining the planet. You are ruining the world. You've got no right to do that. But we'll let you breathe. We'll let you breathe your CO2 if you pay us. We tax you. So you pay us first, and then we'll give you the right to breathe. So we're promoting anti-rights. These are called, what I'm calling anti-rights. And we're fighting for this nonsense. So they flipped the whole thing on its head. I mean, it's the same with all the other commodities, the right to energy. We've got to live in this world. We need energy to live in this world. And energy is abundant everywhere. There's so much energy, it's free. But we have got no right to that. No, the only way you can have energy is you'll pay us first, and then we'll let you have a little bit. We'll trickle you some energy. If you pay us first, you don't have any right to energy. There's no right to it. You have to pay us. You've got to earn that right. And who are we paying? Who are we paying for this energy? Who are the people giving us these rights? In exchange for our work, in exchange for our slavery, you'll let us have some privileges. Oh, thank you so much. You see, anti-rights. So I urge you all to have a look at this, think about this, look what is going on in the world, look what people are foolishly fighting for. They're fighting now for anti-rights. And they think they're fighting for rights. They're not rights. There's no such thing. Anti-right is not a right. It is evil. And that's the way the system works. The system perpetrates evil, and they are selling us the evil like it's good. And we all think, oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, we're going to do that. That's good. But it's evil. It's evil. And we all subscribe to it without knowing. So we're all becoming part of this terrible evil cult. And I will call it a cult. And we're willing followers of this cult. We're willing slaves, thinking that we're fighting for freedom, when in fact we're fighting for anti-rights, and we're fighting for the right to continue on being slaves. Well, I don't want to fight for that right anymore. We should only be fighting for our own inalienable rights, and in fact we don't even have to fight for that. We have got it. That's all we have to do. Realise these are our rights. We've always had them, they've always been there, no one could take them away, and all we have to do is stand on them, believe in them, and then see what we do next with that belief. So that is what I call the sovereign mentality. The sovereign mentality, or soul power. We can build that first, and then we can see what we might do in this real world to fix some of these terrible big problems that are going on. So thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here.